Hey everyone, welcome back to Surviving and Thriving. So today I'm going to be talking about my healing timeline and what actually helped versus what didn't. And I came with notes, so I'm more prepared this time. I'm going to try to have notes, I think, each time I do a video. And I will be throwing my dog's toy for him so he can play. I have a chocolate lab, so if you're an animal lover, you know. But hang on one second. Ready, buddy? Go get it. Okay. So, hey everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about my healing timeline and what actually helped me, what didn't, and what I wish someone had told me earlier. This isn't medical advice, but just my personal experience with chronic pain, IC, and nervous system stuff. Number 1, the early stage confusion and fear. When my symptoms first started, I felt scared and confused. I was trying every single thing at once, hoping something would fix me immediately. I didn't understand how much trauma, stress, and my nervous system were affecting my body. What didn't help? Over-researching, trying 10 things at once, I still try to do that, extreme diets, blaming myself, which is another hard one, forcing myself to push through the pain. I feel like we're taught in this society that we have to push through stuff, or we're not strong. We're taught that we're weak, I think at a very young age, that we have to put on a persona. And I think that's something that I learned with my trauma. And I feel like everybody, no matter how different they are, has felt that at some point in their life, that they had to push through the pain, especially men. Because I know men are supposed to be tough all the time, but I feel like women also have that type of stigma around them, just a little different. But what would have helped? I think slowing down my life. Getting clear explanations, not just jumping to conclusions and trying to over-research stuff, but not really like looking at the background of it. Realizing healing isn't linear. Not everyone's journey is going to look the same. I used to compare myself so much to so many different people and thought I should be doing that. There's something wrong. And it was nothing I was doing wrong. It's just my timing is going to be different than your timing. But it is really hard sometimes to not compare yourself to other people, so I get it. Trial and error stage. What did I do? I tried everything. Supplements, diets, tips from the internet. Some things made me worse, some did nothing, and a few helped. Kind of like, not enough though, I would say. What didn't help? Anything too restrictive. Thinking I had to be perfect. Kind of goes into that same... correlates with like the same idea of self-blame and having to push through the pain. Ignoring my nervous system and quick fixes. Quick fixes feel good in the moment, but then it becomes a habitual habit that just becomes a very negative thing for you and for me and for whatever may be your habit. Like doom scrolling for me, I know I'm a lot happier when I'm outside doing something or I'm busy with different things on the weekend or during the week finding something productive. But when I'm on my phone all day, it feels good in the moment, but then later I'm just kind of like, I don't mind that I have 2 different hair pieces, okay? I'm just going to tell you now, I want to be a girly girl, but it doesn't work for me. I'm a very mismatched person. I try to do my hair and I can do okay, but I'm definitely not like a professional person with doing my hair. I survive. So please know that this probably will bug some people, and I get it, but I'm at home today. I'm not going to see anybody other than like a video chat, so, it's all good. And I have my glasses on. I don't wear those all the time. I need to start wearing them because I don't wear contacts, but that's another story for another day, as I say. But anyway, what helped a little bit during this journey? Drinking enough water, staying hydrated, finding meals my body tolerated, finding things that I could eat that were actually like not going to scare me eating them. But I will say though, I really struggled with my diet my whole life. My parents were poor. We did the best we could, so we would eat like a lot of homemade foods, but I feel like there was a lot of carbs involved. When we did have the money, we would always go out to eat too much. And I think I kind of got in that convenient habit of wanting to eat out. So for the last year, especially, I've been really working on eating more at home. I'm trying to cook more, which has been an adjustment, and just learning to let go of that temporary fix is pretty much what it is. And it's still a struggle for me, but I think in this last year, I've really tried even harder, I think, to just kind of step away from eating out. Rest without shame and honoring your flare days. So that is another thing that I have struggled with during this journey, is learning to be okay with resting, because like I said, we're taught to always be tough, not talk about our feelings, and we're also taught work, 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 distract yourself, don't take time for yourself. You take time for yourself, you're lazy. And I think there's a big difference between someone that's lazy and someone that's not feeling well or has a chronic condition. These aren't easy things, and if someone hasn't been through what we've been through, you're not going to take it as seriously. You're just going to think it's like a common cold that you can take medicine and it'll magically go away. And it just doesn't work like that. And it also is dependent on your body, your nervous system, your metabolism, how your body reacts to sickness. Are you one of those people that's rarely sick? Do you seem more prone? And I think it just really depends on the person. So learning to rest without shame is one of the hardest things that I've been dealing with myself, but I'm getting better. I don't feel as much shame as I used to for laying down and relaxing. I think whenever I was hard on myself on those days, I ended up just going in like an avoidant state and a very depressed state, and I think I was making it harder on myself, because when I would get up and do something, I would say it wasn't enough. So I think that's the point. You have to put it in smaller steps to get where you want to go and not shame yourself, especially on the flare days. 3, nervous system awareness stage. This was the turning point. I learned how my nervous system reacts to pain, trauma, ADHD, and stress, pretty much anything in your body. What helped me the most? Somatic tracking, which I'm still working on, gentle breath work, which I never did before, lowering daily stress, which is not easy, but when you start to take small steps, it becomes easier over time. And you can't always lower your stress, but just learning to be okay in those high stress moments. Being kind to yourself is one I am still struggling with till this day, but I am working on it. It's really important to be kind to yourself. It's really important to give yourself self-compassion, especially if you were a child and you didn't get that a lot, or you had some love, but you had people or things that happened to you that made you kind of hate yourself or hate the situation, but it ended up giving you like self-esteem issues. Things like that can really build up. Understanding my body wasn't broken. Sometimes when we go through this stuff, we think there's something wrong with our body and that we did something to it, when really it's just our body trying to protect us and nothing that we did wrong. And I want to say that again, you did nothing wrong. This is not your fault. And I'm saying this to myself and everybody, because it's so hard to not blame yourself. You could be doing all the right things. You could be an athlete. You could be eating healthy all the time, working out every day. You could have the best home life and still have chronic pain and still have these questionable symptoms. And like I said, you could be the healthiest person in the world and have nervous system issues. What no longer helped? Rigid routines, forcing productivity, and guilt for resting. Kind of like what I mentioned earlier. Learning my body's patterns is number 4. I notice what triggers my body. Give me a second, please. I learned what triggers my body. Sorry, I read that wrong. I thought there was a second part, and I wrote it. Okay. I learned what foods, routines, and habits worked for me. Definitely got to find what works best for you. What helped? Mindful experimenting, not overthinking symptoms, giving myself grace, accepting slow progress, journaling or taking mental notes. Where I am now is number 5. I'm not perfectly healed, but I'm better. I trust my body more, most definitely, more than I ever have. I don't panic at every symptom anymore. I'm proud of my progress. I really am. And I am proud of you for just showing up every day. That's progress in itself. What helps currently? Like, where am I at right now in my journey? Nervous system regulation, listening to my body, letting go of the guilt, simpler routines, staying aware of my mental health and my ADHD, and not comparing myself to others. Like I said, easier said than done, but I am more aware of it, which is the first step, and now I'm taking steps towards not thinking in that way as much. Healing takes time. Remember that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not behind. Your body is doing its best to protect you. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want more videos like this. Again, please subscribe. Please look into my book. I also have TikTok, Facebook, if you find me. And I'm thinking about starting a podcast, which will probably have the same information on here. But if you ever want to like hop onto my podcast and check that out, I think I'm going to do it on Spotify possibly. And I think I'm going to call it Surviving and Thriving. Well, that's all, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy all the fun holiday seasons coming up.